Hey Capricorn, welcome to Black Star Tarot. This is your general or spiritual reading for the month of June. So let's jump in and see what messages we have for you. Okay, Divine. Messages for Capricorn. What messages do you have for Capricorn? Guys, I hope you're having an amazing day. Today is Memorial Day. I'm off from work. I had nothing to do. I've been stuck in the house. This whole month is just rain. The whole time. The whole month. Rain, 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 rain. So I figured, you know what? I haven't done any readings in a while. I kind of was a little giving up on this a little bit. I haven't really been engaging in a lot of this, but I'm back. All right. So we have the card of Imagine. I'm feeling some authenticity coming in with this card, right? You and the universe coming together to spend some quality time trying to figure out, you know, who you are, what you should do, the many things that's available for you to dream of, what life would be like if you did this or that, you know, I don't know, just creativity, okay? So creativity. So the card number 20, as I said, twos represent two things coming together, creating something, right? But before, you know, threes are more like creation. The twos are like the coming together, you know, of something here. So I feel like this is where you are this month. You're trying to figure stuff out. You're trying to imagine, you're trying to think, you're trying to connect with your feelings, okay? You know, and trying to figure out, you know, what you want to do, maybe who you want to believe, all right? Maybe what your gifts are, right? You know, because I don't know. It's like dreaming, right? Trying to pull down, you know, because if you look at the card, you know, it's like a woman there. You may not be able to see it, but she's kind of has a string on the moon. And it looks like she's, trying to either go up to the moon or she's trying to bring it down to her. So I feel like a lot of you are spending some quality time in thought, right? Creative thought though, not just any thought, but trying to visualize, what to do, to get some ideas, right? To kind of feed off of the universe a little bit here. And that's great, okay? Relationship wise, for you guys, if this is a relationship or if it's a matter of the heart, you know, a lot of you could be daydreaming about, you know, romance or what it would be like to be in a real relationship. And maybe now is the time, right, to maybe get out there and date or believe that, you know, there's a relationship out there, you know, that is for you. But you know, you want somebody that has the same attributes as you. So I feel that that is what a lot of you not a lot of you, but I feel like, you know, we could have a mix of either or, right? This could be relationship wise, or this could be just creative energy. So let's see what the book has to say for card number 20, Imagine. It says, who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You were gifted with the power to imagine. If you can dream it, you can create it. I like that. This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals, or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver images of what feeds your soul. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations and imagine these things being real right now. Then repeat. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. So this is that old, what was that? Let me try. I'm trying to think. If I can't think, I'm just gonna move on. You know, where you use that thing where you use your thoughts, your emotions, and actions, like to manifest, you know, what it is that you want. To actually sit down and feel yourself, you know, in that place, and at the same time taking actions, you know, to do so. Now, I want to keep it real, okay? Because it's easy in the spiritual world to kind of get lost in the magic of it all, okay? You just can't dream yourself into a particular situation. I don't care how much you sit back and say to yourself 1,000 times, I'm going to be rich doing this. I'm going to make it doing that. That's part of it. However, you have to take action, and you still got to be realistic, okay? You know, so if you said to yourself, you know what, I'm going to create this, and then soon I'm going to be a millionaire, or I'm going to make tons of money based off of this particular thing that I'm doing. First of all, things take time. Okay, nothing happens overnight. And the reason why I feel that when we petition the universe, even when we use the God, it's on the tip of my tongue, the power of, I don't know, whatever, the manifestation thing, you know, where you use your emotions, you know, the action and the thoughts, like really dreaming things into fruition. You know, a lot of people give up because it takes so long, right? And that is because we're on a physical plane, like we're in the physical world, we're 3D, right? And here in 3D, it takes longer, you know, for things to manifest. So if you've been trying to manifest, you know, $50 million and you've been playing the lottery every day and you've been feeling what it feels like to, you know, be in that energy, or you've been going out here working, selling, doing everything that you have to do, and you still don't have what it is that you want, just know that it does take time. You know, the energy in the spirit world is much more powerful, much more, you know, faster than it is here in this 3D. So it takes time, you know, for us to manifest those big things, right? So that means that while you're working on the big dreams, you still have to live here in reality, right? You're still going to have to get a job. You're still going to have to find a means to pay your bills and take care of yourself while you're working on the big dreams, right? So I don't want to sell you this thing here, for those of you who are new to tarot, that if you just dream it, listen to tarot, and imagine it, that the universe is going to magically drop it down in front of you by next week. It's not going to happen. Now, do we have that kind of luck in the world? Absolutely. There are people who play the lottery for the first time and hit like billions of dollars. Like, you know, anything is possible. However, you know, we still have to live in reality. We still have to live, you know, in this, on this 3D plane. Okay, so we want to make sure that, you know, we're not living in illusions and delusion, right? So we just want to make sure that we stay balanced when it comes to that. Okay, so right now a lot of you are dreaming into existence the things that you want, and that is absolutely beautiful. So the universe is doing its job, and it's going to be requiring you to do your job, okay, which is taking action towards those things. So if you want to be a musician, you know, you're going to have to practice, right? You're going to have to go play some places. You're going to have to advertise yourself. Like, you're going to have to do those things. You can write a million songs, but if no one's heard them, if no one's seen them, and they're just piling up, you know, in a notebook or a binder somewhere, then probably not going to ever happen, right? So if, you know, the universe requires action, you know, from us or on our part. Okay, so enough of my babbling. Let's see what other energies we have for you, because you're in a very nice dreamy place, right, where you're filled with imagination and creativity. So let's see what other energies we can add to help this manifestation come in. Okay, all right, we have the Ten of Pentacles. That's a start. That's money right there. Okay, so a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. Now, this card goes a long way, okay? Again, I see here where you're trying to, you know, prepare. You're trying to create, you know, your future of stability, right? Happiness, a structured, you know, and secure foundation. It says it doesn't say a happy family. It says a very happy family. Like, this is what you want. And if this is what you want, this is what you can have, okay? But it's not going to necessarily be easy. It's going to require a little bit of work from you, not just you daydreaming all day and believing that the universe is just going to give it to you. It just doesn't realistically work that way, okay? These 10 of Pentacles, right, or this 10 of Earth is, you know, it's like the 10 of Pentacles. And when a 10 of Pentacles shows up, you can best believe that the person who got that had to really work, okay? Like, they got this money because they got out there and they worked for it, okay? The Ten of Pentacles can represent a windfall, but it also represents old money, generational money, where somebody worked their butt off, right, to be able to pass this on to the next generation and the next generation, right? Once you get it, you're going to have an easy time, right? You're going to have an easy time with money. You're going to be able to get whatever you want, do whatever you want to do. But to get this Ten of Pentacles, there's commitment that has to be here. Not just all dreaming and believing that, everything's just going to happen, okay? I do feel that there are some fears here for some of you, and I feel that some of those fears may be holding you back. All right, so we want to release the fears, because if you have fears, it's going to counteract your beliefs, right? Your emotions, and feeling that you're going to get it, because you can't feel that this is what the universe, is going to give to you if you have like fears that you ain't going to get it. So you're going to have to kind of get rid of, that mindset so that you can manifest things properly, okay? Blessings don't drop out of the sky. You do have to do a little bit of this 3D work, okay? All right, what else do we have for Capricorn? You got a happy life coming in here. You just got to go get it. So we have our major arcana. We have Judgment. I'm taking this. We have the Star. We have the Four of Swords. What else? All right, we have the Three of Swords. What else do we have? Let's just finish off the row, guys. And then... All right, I want them to fly out. I want these flippers. Come on. All right, nice. All right, one more, Spirit. Got it. All right. All right. So let's talk about the Judgment card. So I always look at this as the past meeting the present. Okay. I like this card because it holds us accountable, for our actions. It's a karmic card. And I feel like this reading is going to be a little deep. I'm going to try not to get long-winded. But because Judgment is here, the Star is here, you got two heavy hitters on the table, two major arcanas, and both of them are filled with a possibility, right? They're filled with lessons and beauty and all the things that you need to have this happy family and this happy life. However, some of you, not all of you are out there, but I feel like a lot of you are getting like a second chance, or like you've been given a second chance. Some of you a second, third, and fourth chance, right? To get the fulfillment that you've been seeking in your life. However, with this Four of Swords here, I feel like you haven't been taking advantage of it. I'm just keeping it real. Okay, maybe you've been tired and worn out. Okay, maybe that's the reason why you haven't been taking advantage of these gifts from the universe. Some of you, maybe because you've been through some type of emotional trauma or pain and you're still healing, right? And so it's left you now in this place of where you're kind of in this energy of lack or even worry, right? There's something bothering you right now because you have this Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords for me is maybe receiving some type of communication that you didn't like, right? Because we have a heart, so that's our emotions. We have swords, and they represent, communication. So in this particular reading, going a little off the traditional meaning of the Three of Swords, where it does speak of, struggling, not being happy, emotional pain, betrayal, things like that. I feel like you may be experiencing some of that, right? As far as like the struggling, because you have the Five of Pentacles here. So these two cards do tell me that there is some type of struggling going on, in your atmosphere or in your energy. I also see that because of that struggle, there's some type of decision that you have to make, and you're at some type of crossroads that you're having trouble finding a solution to, right? There's confusion here. The Two of Swords is confusion and indecision, and maybe even being in denial about a particular situation. So if you've had some communication that you've received that has been disturbing to you, you may be in denial. Well, maybe this is not going to happen. Maybe this person is not going to do this, okay? Nevertheless, the Two of Swords, just know that you do have options, okay, for one, right? It's going to take some time for you to kind of sit down and, make a decision. I see that some of you are stuck, right? You're stuck. You're at what they call a stalemate when they talk about the Two of Swords. You're stuck somewhere, but you have options. So that's all that matters. So it may feel like you're stuck. You may feel stuck, but you have options, because the Two of Swords is also a card of options. So that makes me happy, right? That if you just sit down and be mindful, because the Two of Swords also represents mindfulness, I feel that you will come to a solution for whatever problem is that you're struggling with right now with this Three of Swords. Okay. So some of you receive some communication, that's kind of, made you a little sad, a little slumber, and it's causing you to have to make some decision. However, if we go back, right, if we go back to this Four of Swords, I can see where, you could have wasted some time, where you could have, used opportunity here that you just did not take advantage of, right? Because we have this Five of Pentacles. I feel like, you could have been in this Five of Pentacles, and instead of you taking the opportunity, you might have just slept through it, and now you're in this Five of Pentacles energy, and you may be feeling like it's too late. Going back to the Judgment card, again, this is the card of cause and effect. A lot of these energies have come in, into your reading because of the decisions that you made or lack thereof for some of you. Not all of you, Capricorn. So please don't be mad at me. I'm just reading the cards, okay? A lot of you may have spent some time. I keep saying a lot of you. Some of you may have spent too much time in dreamland, right? Wishing and hoping and I'm not saying not to trust the universe, because I think the universe is the only thing that can be trusted most of the time, right? But I think that you spent too much time here, and not really being accountable and being held, being responsible for, the goodness of your life. We have the Star here, which tells me that you've gotten a lot of blessings. You've had a lot of help. You've had a lot of opportunity, that the universe has been on your side, because the universe is here. The Star is here. You have the universe in my eyes twice with this Imagine card and the Star card. So you've been being guided. You've been shown the way. Okay. You've been given the inspiration, the ideas, as well as the resources to put you, in a better place, right? So that you can have this happy family, this happy life. But I feel like somebody out there, instead of taking advantage of it, they just been sleeping through it, right? Almost like the Four of Swords has an energy of laziness, loftiness, almost like not, taking advantage of the blessings, right? The Star card energy here, right? The opportunities, like, for somebody here, you've been given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, right? And you really haven't used it to your advantage. You just want to dream everything into existence as though it's that easy, while, everybody else is doing the work. Doesn't work that way. Now, Capricorn, if this is not you, this could very well be somebody right? It's somebody that you're dealing with, okay? That just sitting back, right? Just wanting you to do all the work, right? While they live the life of luxury, right? Not going out here working, not going out here hustling, not taking advantage of the opportunities maybe that you've given them. You know what I mean? Like, you could have been helping someone here. You could have been allowing someone to live with you. You could have been helping someone, pay their bills. You could have been helping someone heal and get back on their feet. And yet now, nothing, right? And now it's time. The judgment is here, right? The judgment, judgment shows up. It shows up. And when it shows up, I feel that we have some decisions to make, okay? We have some decisions to make. And you need to move quick. Because I feel like, it's almost like this feeling of like time is up, and that somebody here has wasted the majority of that time. Okay. So it's almost like luck is running out, or you may feel like, luck is running out. I see you have two cards of healing here, which is here and here. So there's somebody around you, or you yourself, that has definitely needed healing. But I also feel like you've been given that time, but somebody hasn't taken advantage of that, and that is leading to this Five of Pentacles energy. Like, it's crazy that we got the Star and the Five of Pentacles in a reading, because I feel like this is luck, this is prosperity, this is promise, this is lack, right? We got confusion, we got heartbreak, we got this Four of Swords. Some of you could be depressed, or could have dealt with depression. Some of you could be overwhelmed right now, or you could be at peace. I doubt it, but you know, I just feel like too much slacking, you know, someone has had here. So I don't know again if this is you, Capricorn, or if this is just someone around you. um it doesn't, you know, it does matter, right? But I just feel that, you know, someone right now is trying to work on this 10 of earth, right? They're trying to work on their stability, their finances, right? They're trying to make it happen, but they're trying to make it now, you know, when in fact they should have been working on it when they were given all of this opportunity. You know, the universe has come in and saved someone, not once, not twice, but many times, many opportunities when this judgment card shows up. And depending on what you did with this energy, it shows where you are now. And that's just kind of how I'm feeling this, okay? You know, this is, you know, right now you could even be given another chance, right? You could be being called right now, because this card talks about that, you know, to actually reflect on your decisions. Did you make the right decisions? Like when the stars showed up, when the universe was here for you, showing you your way out, right? Did you take advantage of this? Did you show up? Did you make the right decision? So a lot of you or somebody here is reviewing and reflecting on the decisions that they made. But right now, karma's playing back. So if you have someone here, Capricorn, who has been using you, abusing you, taking your kindness and just doing whatever with it, not bettering themselves, not trying to put themselves in a better place, the time is up. So I'm not quite sure, you know, what is going to come out of this, you know, because I'm in the, you know, the reading pretty much here. But what I can say, Capricorn, is that, you know, you may have had someone here that you've tried to help, you know, and I feel that, you know, while you were out here, you know, working your buns off, this person's just been sleeping all day, you know, not doing much of anything, you know, not healing themselves, right? Not trying to fix their finance, or just wishing on a hope and a dream to come and save them. But now they have a decision to make here. They have a choice. They're going to have to do something to get out of this Five of Pentacles. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have. I don't really have anything to add to this. It's like I said, it's the past meeting the present. Someone's decisions that they've made are now coming to light, and they're going to have to show up in order to, you know, to fix this, right? And hopefully, you know, they will have another chance. Although again, I just feel like, you know, someone here is getting this karmic payback. Okay, they're awakening to maybe the choices that they made. That's kind of how I'm feeling. So all right, let's see. Let's get you some messages. It says, accept the end of something to start something new. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm feeling. Like someone has rode this until the wheels fell off, right? As someone says, you know, and I feel that this is the end. And, you know, again, there are options. So there is an option to start something new here. I agree. There's always a way out. You know, it's just that, you know, instead of going through this, whoever this is has gone around it, Capricorn, right? They didn't, you know, and that's where the problem is, right? So Spirit is asking you to just quiet the mind, right? You know, and so that your soul can speak right now. Okay, quiet the mind so that your soul can speak. This is mindfulness and this is mindfulness. So quiet the mind so you can figure out, you know, how to deal with this particular situation. But you can best believe that this is the end. Okay, the wheels are off now. And it's time for you to make some type of decision, or this person needs to make a decision. So it says, accept the end of something, right? These cards don't lie, man. Accept the end of something so that you can start something new. What else do we have for Capricorn? All right, all is well. Perfect. So Capricorn, someone needs to accept the end of something to start something new here, and just know that all is well. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. See you in the next video.